Yeah, my name's Sheed, man. Recurring addict, strong believer in God. You know, I play a little music when I do my thing, man. And I like people to understand where I came from. I'm actually a preacher's son, you know. And some people look at the preacher's son like, wow, you had it hard, man. I ain't have it easy because I came from the streets of Cleveland. Cleveland, rough. You know what I mean? So fighting every day after school and all that was one of the things we had to do. You had to. And if you ain't fight, you got beat up when you got home, right? I mean, my mom and it was smooth, came from Jersey, and crack came. Crack came, took all the Christmas presents and all that, right? And it made me see that I lost love, I lost a piece in me. So I didn't know how to pray as a kid, but my mom always told me, she was like, well, your dad's a preacher, he's always praying for you and stuff like that. So I used to keep something in my head like, man, maybe one day I'll meet that man. And then I didn't know about God, but obviously I had some type of thought or some type of thing where my uncles and my aunts would be like, man, you better believe in God, just believe in him. At a young seed, I gotta believe in something that I don't know. It's a dude up in the cloud. You know, I'm already mad at you because you took my Christmas presents. You know what I mean? I'm already looking up at the sky like, come on, dog, look at my mom, man. She losing weight, she crying, she getting beat up, she leaving for 4 or 5 days. So I'm real angry at this man up in the sky. So my dad finally one day out of the blue, just come and just pop into my life, right? 2 dudes got me at the top of Lake Erie, where his vision was, he seen me at the top of Lake Erie with 2 guys who did not look like they was my friends. And he said that was his sign to come get me. Now, when he came and got me from Cleveland, them two guys was the guys that used to sell drugs to my mom, used to sell drugs to my boy's mom. And the crazy part is, first time ever getting a gun, first time ever finding a gun, it was their gun. And my intentions was just kill them both. Because I'm like, these drug dealers is taking everything from us. So me and my boy, he do something dumb, whatever the case was. He took their drugs, right? And I'm going to talk about this and then I'm going to get all the way to the fast forward. But this was what created a bigger part of believing in God in me. When I thought about killing somebody, something took over my soul. Like, you know, I seen an ending, basically. I seen the ending, I seen the finish, I wasn't gonna go where I wanted to go, you know, and stuff like that. And my dad popped out of the blue like God sent him, you know. So I realized, I said, man, so he is real, because I got to talking to him. I used to talk to him when I was little, young. I was talking to him like, come on, man, just like this. And today, I still talk to him, be like, yo, my boy. Just like that, you know what I mean? A lot of people be like, how could you talk like that? The guy said, he just like me and you. He wants you to be open to what the gifts that you got, the power that you got. You got the same power. Now, you can't walk on water. You can't turn water to wine. You can't do that. But you have the same strength to have that power to overcome anything because he walking with you. But anyway, my dad came and got me. I'm already stealing cars. I'm taking my mom and them crack, putting it in my mouth. I'm selling it in the streets. And he wants me to go to church immediately as soon as I get to Jersey. I'm not thinking about that. I'm thinking about my girlfriend I just left. I'm thinking about my family I just left and all those things. And I can't gravitate towards what he's trying to get me to do. He was really trying to get me to understand God. And I kept saying, man, I know God. He brought you to me to help me. And I kept saying that, but I couldn't let my body accept it, my mind accept it. You know what I mean? So here I go. He's preaching. We have Bible study probably every day. Choir practice. He plays the bass guitar, right? And then out of the blue, one day, I think we had offering practice. Anyway, it was too much going to church for me, and I couldn't take it. You know what I mean? So offering basket come down. I'm like, I ain't got no money or nothing. Me, criminal a little bit. Then taking money out the offering basket, you know. Little 5 here, and then it progressed. Caught addiction early. Progressed 5, 10. I'm at a dub now. And I'm sitting in the back, I ain't sitting in the front no more. And my dad one day said, son, the things that you are doing right now is God's creating you to be better. And I said, I know. And I used to shove him off with stuff like that to act like I knew. You know what I mean? I ain't know nothing. I'm just trying to keep him from he always had this thing where he'd see a vision. He'd see something in me that I couldn't see. You know what I mean? He'd try to enlighten me so I could at least do better. You know, like encourage his son. And then my dad was going through a serious divorce that made him feel like, you know, it was the end for him. I had a piece of chicken right here. Ain't nobody tell me about it? Yeah. I just tasted it. I just ate it. But yeah. So but he showed me something in me then, right? That I'd never seen in myself. So when I turned 18 on a Sunday, after all these years of going to church, once I met my dad, probably 5 years straight, I'm learning how to play the guitar. And, you know, we had a gospel group called Boys of Christ. We would sing gospel songs. And, you know, me and my guys, we are into girls. You know, we teenager guys and stuff like that. But when I turned 18 on my 18th birthday, I laid in bed and I said, I hope you don't think I'm going to church today. I'm not. You know, I was an angry dude still missing my mom. She's still using drugs and stuff. And so he said, you got to go. I said, all right, I'm going to leave. But when I left, just one thing he told me. He said, you're going to leave, but you're going to come back to God. You ain't going to come back to me. I said, man, I'm out. Can I get my weed back? You know what I mean? He didn't want to get out. He tried to take me to the jail, and you know, he smelled weed. I thought I was smooth. I thought it was cool. I had hid the weed inside the house. He's a preacher, man. He know about that stuff. He got Michael Jackson first nose from Thriller, a big nice nose. He got that nose, right? You know what I mean? I got the same nose. If you look at the Thriller album, you know what I mean? Look at it. Pull up on your phone. Pull up the Thriller. You're gonna look my same nose. He smelt it. He said, well, take this and leave. When you come back, you're not going to come back to me. You're going to come back to God. He said, and why you out there? Because it's going to happen. He said, make sure you talk to God. Keep talking to him. Man, I get out there, get lost in the sauce. Year later, over there past Cowtown, a place called Woodstown. My cousins all over there. Everybody over there, everybody doing good. Bib know the family over there. He done came over there. My cousin, he got a church and all that right now. Pastor Juan, right? So the whole time, I got so caught up, I ain't seen nothing for about 10, 15 years of how my addiction progressed and my thinking had me thinking that, man, one day you're going to be the man. I guess that comes with every hustler, right? You think you're going to be the man. You think you're going to be able to provide for your family and all that stuff. It never happened. So when it got so bad, I was in Maryland, Elkton, and I wanted out the game so bad, I started smoking John, reading the Bible, smoking John. Matter of fact, I ain't even read the Bible. I was just open the Bible, whatever page open, I'm like, oh, John, boom, cut it out with the razor, and I was smoking crack cocaine. Loaded up with my crack cocaine. I'm like, maybe this will work today. Maybe you'll come get me out today. You know, sitting in the motel room, don't want to go outside because the cops looking for me. They're looking for all 5 aliases. I am a habitual offender still in the state of Delaware. Judge told me not to come back. Next time you come back and I catch you, it's over for you. I was alarming, and I was supposed to sing a song for y'all. You know what I mean? The song is, I want y'all to leave here with this today, and it's called Lean on G when you're not strong. So you lean on G when you're not strong. If you paint a good picture, right, anything is possible, yo. You know what I mean? And that's the type of thing when I go out and speak at certain places. I got a place called Team. Let me know what my time look like too, Zach. You know, sometimes I get carried away. I go speak at Team, right? And it's a group of individuals who are trying recovery. And when I get done talking, you're going to get some hugs, you're going to get some tears, but we're going to get some laughs too. I changed the motive of how you're thinking mentally. You know what I mean? And and my dad, one thing he always said, he said, your thing is ministry. I could never see it. He said, but a different type of ministry. I said, well, if it was my church, the people could smoke weed over there, the people could drink over there, I would allow everybody to come. You know? Allow everybody to come. Why would you stop somebody from coming? Bring your drinking. Go over there. Listen, don't go over. That's the weed people. They got fans on over there. Go over there where the carpet at or where the wooden floor at, where you drinking at. Stay over there. Don't try to do two things because you're going to get messed up and you ain't going to hear the message. All right? You stay over there. You stay over there. But in my head, when I'm painting this picture, I'm trying to get everybody to understand when he say come as you are, he means just like that. You ain't switching up and, yeah, God, I'm sorry. He already know you sorry. He already know you sorry, so when you come to him just like you are, you just as raw as possible. You know what I mean? Don't switch up for nobody. You're yourself until he starts shaving off the extras that need to go. You feel me? And so back to why I was smoking my coke out of these verses, you know, and not reading them. I'm like, it ain't working. First thing came to my head, my dad. You know, Proverbs, that's the book of wisdom. I said, dang, let me go to Proverbs. Read the first chapter. It was talk about Solomon and how that book right there is all wisdom. Telling you to come as you are. If you come to me, these promises will be given. Shh. I cut that first chapter out. I wrote about 5 lace joints. Laced them. I was in there geeking, looking out the window. Nobody coming. But I'm a hustler still. I'm still a hustler, but I'm accustomed to my own product. So what am I selling? Giving people's dreams. But I did help out a lot of ladies because I always help ladies because I wanted somebody to help my mom, right? I showed them how not to go buy no drugs. Sell your own weight. You doing what you do for your money? You ain't got to go get him 50, 10. Nah. Stick with me. I'm going to make sure you grow. These girls that I taught that in Elkton, all of them are in recovery right now. I got a whole squad of females that still look up to me. 5, got you. They still look up to me. And the thing was, when I was in the streets and I was doing what I was doing, if you owe me money, I make sure I'm going to get my money. Why? Because now I got your car. I'm going to spray paint your car, change the tag. And I know how to get the paint back off so you can get back your car, but you're going to have to pay me that plus double. Because if I'm your friend, I'm giving you things to make sure you're okay. But at the end of the day, I'm telling you, I'm going to make it out of this lifestyle. You don't believe me? So since you don't believe me, this is what I'm going to do. I was telling people the Bible on the dashboard that when I get out, I'm going to come back and get you. They was laughing. That's what they did. Everybody laughed. But when I finally made it out and I came back to get everybody I told, one of the couples died of each person I told. One OD, and then a dude that never did dope, he OD'd. He didn't believe. I went out to his house. He was like, I don't believe that recovery stuff work. I got an AA book over here. It got dust on it. I'm like, yeah, well, you need to open that up. You know what I mean? To find out about you. You know what I mean? I said, once I found out about myself, I went right back to the hood, to where they say don't go to. And I got a contract today for black and brown communities, for Wilmington. You know what I mean? So when they see me around there, they be like, you still clean? It do work, don't it? Like, it do work, bro. And I said, every day you live, and I'm about to be out, right? I said, every day you live, you run, you chase for a high. I said, use God the same way. Use God the same way. Use God like you use drugs. Every day, all day. Know what I mean? And yeah, 3 years clean. I ain't want to get my spill, but that's what I got for y'all. You know what I mean? Y'all have a blessed one, man. Your boy She, Messy Marvin Entertainment.